Hello everybody and welcome back to Story Behind the Story. I'm your host Keegan Cooper, and with me for the first time this year, Andrew Wegley. How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's almost spooky season, almost October.
Tomorrow, dude.
Tomorrow. It's exciting. But you recently got the chance to sit down with Darren White, and we hear that he is, running again for sheriff. What did that look like? And could you give us a little background on his running again for sheriff?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Darren, a lot of people know that he was the sheriff from 2009 to 2016. After, I think, 10 or so years in the sheriff's office as a deputy, he gets elected in 2009, loses re-election in 2016, takes 4 years off, obviously, and now running again against the incumbent sheriff, Randy Strong. So in a lot of ways, both these candidates are running for re-election just because they both held the office before. And so Darren is trying to make one more bid at the office in 2020.
And with him losing in 2016, why do you think he's coming out for re-election, and what are his main issues that he wants to concentrate on if elected? Right,
and that's what we talked a lot about, and he seems to have a genuine passion for serving the people of Nodaway County. That's what he said over and over throughout the interview. And so the two things he's kind of building his platform on is service and then the budget. And service, he just thinks that the sheriff's office hasn't done as well recently in getting out to the surrounding communities that aren't Maryville, and in towns like Burlington Junction and Clearmont and Elmo, and towns a lot of students have never heard of. And then the budget, he says that the budget has increased by close to $1 million over the 4 years he's been gone, which is not accurate. We checked that with the Nodaway County Collector's Office. It's actually about $390,000, but a lot of that can be explained by different accounting software. So the validity of that claim is definitely up in the air, but those are the two things that he's stressed throughout his campaign so far.
And do you think that with those issues, it's a make or break for the people who will be voting for him? Do you think that those are the main issues that need to be concentrated on, and what will Randy Strong bring that Darren White won't bring to the table?
Right, well, I haven't spent enough time talking to Randy Strong to really know his campaign too well, but I know that he's focused a lot on what he's accomplished rather than what he hasn't accomplished, obviously, and so he's talked a lot about the stuff he's brought to the county, stuff he's done differently, and so Darren is trying to kind of detract from that with, well, what about the budget and what about your service? And so there's no real way to fact check, have they really been out in the county as much in terms of deputies, and the budget claims seem to be overblown, if not inaccurate altogether. So we'll see if it's a winning message or not on November 3rd.
And then a lot of people will recognize Darren White with his involvement with the alleged rape case of Daisy Coleman. How do you think that will affect him, rerunning here for sheriff?
Or from a very external view, as somebody who's not from this area, I think that might be the thing that the voters might still care about. Darren said himself that it might have lost him the 2016 election because all the media scrutiny he got from nationwide media and regional media. And obviously some of his comments in the article, he still is kind of not really putting it past him, but he's not really running from it either. But obviously the Daisy Coleman case, with her unfortunately recently committing suicide in August of this year, kind of brought that whole thing back, and is obviously something that's not going to help his election campaign by any means.
Well, Andrew, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to join me here on Story Behind the Story. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with some more. I'm your host, Keegan Cooper.